Hi, my name is Michele Baker. I'm an early childhood educator in an international school in Brussels. And over the last 10 years, I had started to notice that more and more technology was being brought into the classroom. And at the same time, I started to notice that I had some minor health issues coming in that I was not sleeping as well. I would feel a lot more lethargic at the end of the day of working in the classroom. And occasionally I would have some heart palpitations. At the same time that I was kind of really thinking about these things and really contemplating the changes that had occurred in the classroom and in life in general over the last sort of 10 years, I had a child in my early childhood classroom. She was about 4 years old. And one day she came into class and she had this little machine that she had in her pocket. And this was unusual for a child of that age to be carrying around a little machine. And at first I thought maybe it was a pager or something. So I asked her what it was, and she told me that her mom had said that she needed to keep it with her all day long. So at the end of the day, I asked the mom what it was, and she explained to me that it was a Wibronic body shield. And she then started to explain the science behind it to me. She told me how in the forest, we're surrounded by natural frequencies, like the Schumann resonance. And she said that in the world we live in now, we're surrounded by a lot of unnatural frequencies from electromagnetic frequencies, and that this can have a negative impact on our bodies. And so she was telling me about this company in the Netherlands that had products that could help counteract the negative effects of the unnatural frequencies that our bodies were being bombarded with every day. And the body shield was one of these products. So I was obviously very interested. I started looking into the company. And as well as being an early childhood educator, I'm also a forest therapy leader. And so I run forest therapy sessions for children. I also run forest therapy sessions for adults. As a forest school leader and a forest therapist for adults, everything that I was hearing and reading about and learning about this company and how they had products that could help counteract the effects of the electromagnetic frequencies and emit the frequencies that are more natural in the forest, it just made so much sense to me. Because again, through my own personal experience, I had already been experiencing the very positive effects of spending time in nature and being in the forest, both for adults and for children. So I kind of instinctively knew that the frequencies that were being emitted in the forest were far more healthy and had a much better benefit to my body than all of the electromagnetic frequencies that we experience in the rest of the world. So I became even more interested. I just read everything that was on the Straling Maten website, and I got in touch with Hu to find out more about his products. And one of the first things he recommended was to visit one of the practitioners that had a spin inverter machine. So I made an appointment with someone named Ria, and I went to her house to experience for myself firsthand what the spin inverter machine would do. So, the child in my class had the body shield, and the mom had not only told me about the body shield, but she told me that there were products that I could get for my home. She also told me there was a machine that I could go on to help, again, counteract the negative effects on my cells of the negative electromagnetic frequencies. So I went to Ria. I had a session on the spin inverter, which takes about 20-25 minutes. And, at first, the first time I went, I have to say that I noticed that I felt quite calm and peaceful. It was a very pleasant experience, but I wasn't sure exactly what kind of long-term effects it possibly had. But then a couple of days later, I noticed that I had been sleeping better. And then a few days later, I suddenly realized that a pain that I had had in my tailbone from an injury I had falling off an exercise ball suddenly wasn't there anymore. So I thought that was a strange coincidence, and Was it to do with the spin inverter, I wondered. Anyways, I was very interested to find out even more. I felt like I did have positive effects from having a session on the spin inverter. So I got in touch with Hugh again. He was very good at responding to my questions and getting back in touch with me with things that I was asking. And I asked him what he recommended for an apartment the size that I had. So he recommended that I have 2 of the home shields put in place in the house, that I obviously have a body shield that I take with me when I go into school. But he didn't push any further than that. I didn't try to sell me on the spin inverter at that point. He just told me the positive effects that these items could have on health and well-being. So I purchased the home shields and the body shield, and I made a second appointment to go and see Ria to go on the spin inverter. And again, when I went the second time, I felt a real general sense of feeling peaceful and relaxed, and my sleep the next several days after that was much better. And at that point I decided that really I had read a lot more about the negative effects of electromagnetic frequencies, and I knew that I was experiencing some negative effects when I was sort of working in the classroom. I would be quite tired by the end of the day, and part of that is working with young children, but part of that I just felt like that my body was being bombarded by a lot of electronics, computers, big smart boards and things like that. And I knew that when I came home at night and I entered my house where I had the home shields, I definitely felt a sense of peace and well-being, and I felt more relaxed when I got home. So I decided that I really wanted to purchase a spin inverter for myself so that I could do that treatment on myself every few days. So I then did purchase a spin inverter. For me, I am concerned about the amount of electromagnetic frequencies I'm exposed to every day, and I feel like it is increasing all of the time. And from my experience and my knowledge of force therapy, I do know that positive effects of natural frequencies on the body. And so, again, for me, I didn't start out looking into this company because I had major health issues. I had minor health issues that were affecting my lifestyle. I was definitely feeling more tired. Definitely my sleep, my quality of sleep was not great. And I wanted to find things to have a positive influence on that, to have a positive effect. And I'm very glad that I found the Wibronic, and I feel very happy that I have the home shields in my house. I feel like it's a layer of protection that's important for my well-being and my family's well-being. And I do feel it's important that I carry the body shield with me. And again, having the spin inverter makes it very possible for me to make sure that I'm on a regular basis counteracting the negative effects of the electromagnetic frequencies. So I think that's really important, and I definitely feel much better and healthier for having these treatments in my life. And if I didn't have a spin inverter, I would definitely go and see somebody on a regular basis to have a treatment on a spin inverter to keep my cells working healthy, and my vitality and my energy levels and everything. So, I'm very happy with the products. I'm very happy with how the company responds to people who contact them. And my only wish is that, I really wish that schools would start looking at installing the home shields in their classrooms. I'm not a person, I don't think we can turn back time. I don't think we can suddenly remove all the technologies from the classroom. Obviously, technologies are here to stay, and they will be a part of education and a part of the classroom. But I think it's really important that we consider the effects that this has on the human body, and how we can counteract those negative effects, how we can protect the body, how we can protect the body of young children and teachers in the classroom. So I think that's an important area to look into in moving forward. And I also, I think that another thing that I really wanted to say in this testimonial is that I really respect Hub and the way he runs his company. I just found that he did not in any way try to do any kind of hard sell. He tells you the science, he tells you what his research is finding and what he believes, and then he leaves it up to you to decide if you feel it's right for you to purchase his products. And for me, definitely, it was a good decision. I'm very pleased with it. And I just, like I said earlier, I think when I come home into my house, I just feel a general sense of peacefulness and well-being, and there's a calmness in the house that I definitely experience when I go into other locations where I can feel the frequencies or the high energy that is being pushed out. And I also feel that these products are going to become even more important with the rollout of when more and more countries roll out 5G. I do think that having these home shields in your house and body shields is going to be very important. And I definitely will be looking into making sure that even my children who live in other countries are protected using these products. So yeah, it's a great product, and I feel very well from it.